What's up, motherfuckers and motherfuckers? Boo, 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 choo, choo, boo. What's going on, y'all? It's your host with the most, the real Tay Nicole, and I'm back at it again with another episode for y'all. Listen, this is such a bittersweet moment. Yes, I got my girl in. I might take it out in a minute because sometimes my talking and my speech with this thing in it isn't the best. So I might end up taking it out sooner or later. But listen to me. Hey, guys, hold on. I might take it out. I don't know yet. I'm gonna take it out. Hold on. 1 second. Alright. Sorry about that. Back to what I was saying. So this is a bittersweet moment for me. Most of you who continuously watch these episodes know that this is the final season finale final for Movies with Tay being posted consistently. That does not mean that if a new movie comes out and you guys ask me to review it, that doesn't mean I won't do it. I will do it. However, we're going to start focusing on some TV shows. This gives me an opportunity to give you guys a more conversational based type of podcasting when it comes to it. Yes, I can convert the Movies with Tay to it, but I need to rebrand it before I bring it back. So, in the meantime, we're going to start talking about TV shows and maybe pick an episode or a character or even just all around maybe sum up a whole season and what I felt about it and what I would like to know what you guys felt about it. But it's just such a bittersweet moment. It really is. But I feel like now I'm better. I feel better about it. To be honest with you guys, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I actually shot this twice. The first time I felt like because I wasn't in the right headspace, that it didn't come out right to me and the audio sounded off. So this is actually the second time I'm recording this. So, and I decided to do it like I did the very, very, very first episode. If you were a true ride or die, you know the very first episode, this is the exact outfit from head to toe that I wore, including the slides and socks. Um, so this is the exact outfit from head to toe. And then also too, I didn't have a laptop in the first episode either. I actually used my phone for my notes. So we're going back, kicking it back old school from start to finish. I changed up a lot about this show, but we're going to end the season with how we beginning the season. And we're sitting on the black couch with the little blanket. I promise. Look, I'm gonna go back and find some of the clips if you didn't see them already in the beginning. I try to do like a little flash mob of the past 59 episodes that I did. I really should go back and do a butchered name episode so y'all can see how bad I am with names. If you don't know, like if you're not a habitual watcher, then you don't know. I'm horrible with saying names. I'm about to butcher some of these names in this episode too, so get ready and buckle up because I suck at reading names. Okay? But without further ado, let's jump right into it. I appreciate y'all for rocking with your girl. If I shed a tear, do not, and I mean do not come for me in the comments. Because this has been a long journey. It's 188 of you guys. And I appreciate every single one of you. Every single one of you. So, let's get into it. This is Movies with Tay, episode 60. 60 episodes is wild. 60 episodes is wild. Woo. But, like I said, let's get into it. So, we are talking about episode 60. The movie we're talking about is Waiting to Exhale. This movie runs for about 2 hours and 1 minute. It was released December 22nd, 1995. Your girl was about 8 months and 13 days old. Jesus. The director for this film is Forest Whitaker. It surprised me too. I didn't realize Forest Whitaker was the director for this film until I watched this movie. I was like, wait a minute, Forest Whitaker? But yeah, Forest Whitaker. The story is by Terry McMillan. Had to make sure I got that right. You can watch this film on Tubi when it's available, Amazon Prime Video, YouTube TV, Google Play Movies and TV, Apple TV, Fandango at home, and Hulu when it's available. Once again, that is Tubi when it's available. Amazon Prime Video, YouTube TV, Google Play Movies and TV, Apple TV, Fandango Home, and Hulu when it's available. Okay? Now, for the actors and actresses, there's four main characters without this entirety of the movie, but because I feel obliged to give y'all at least the vast majority of people that I can remember that was in this film, granted, only the four main characters are getting their pictures and names put up. The rest of these people I'm just listing off because, well, why not? So, starting from the bottom to the top, we got Miss Starletta DuPois as Savannah's mother. We got Leon Robinson as Russell. Jazz Racole as Onika Harris. Brandon Hamden as John Harris Jr. Jeffrey D. Sams as Lionel. McKettle Williamson as Troy. Michael Beach as John Harris Sr. Donald Faison as Tariq Matthews. Wendell Pierce as Michael Davenport. Gregory Hines, Mr. Hines, as Marvin King. Dennis Hasbert Dennis Hasbert as Kenneth Dawkins. Loretta Devine. Oh, wait, excuse me. Hold on. Because I love her. So let me give her respect and space in between these add-ons, these extras. This is the main cast, all right? I love these next four women. I actually love them. One of them, R.I.P. to her, hands down. But, all right, so the main cast. We got Loretta Devine as Gloria Matthews. Then we got Lela Rochon as Robin Stokes. We got Whitney Houston, Miss Houston, R.I.P. to Miss Houston, as Savannah Jackson. And then my favorite, my personal favorite, I'm going to tell you right now, I always said if I was a man around her age, her husband would have a problem with me because I'd be trying to get this one, you hear me? Miss Angela Bassett as Bernadine Harris. All right now. That is the cast and crew, and you know how we like to do. Before we jump on into it, I want to thank y'all truly. I know I did it in the beginning, but thank y'all truly for rocking with me. Y'all have made this journey a possible journey. Y'all have made this a memorable moment. Literally when I checked the just for the Movies with Tay segment alone, 15,000 views. 15,000 people clicked in and watched this podcast. So I thank you wholeheartedly for tuning in with me, and I hope we continue to grow. I hope we continue to thrive, and I hope we continue to just be an entity. Now, in true fashion, we're going to go back to how I originally used to do the Movies with Tay. See, when I used to do the recap, I didn't take 30 years to do the recap. I actually didn't even recap the entire movie in its entirety. I used to just get straight to the point. So let's get straight to the point. All right? So Wait Till He Tells about four women. You got Gloria, Robin, Savannah, and Bernie. I'm going to call her Bernie. I'm not going to call her Bernadine because that's just too much anyway to be calling people. So you got four women. They all going through different types of things, but similar things at the same time in their lifespan, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down character by character, all right? That's going to be my recap for today. So with Gloria, let's start with her. Gloria is a single mother who is raising her son Tariq by herself. She's pretty much lonely. She ain't got no man. She ain't really been looking for one because she spent too much time praying and hoping her baby daddy would come back around and then they would be able to rekindle their relationship. Well, news flash for you. Miss Gloria, who is raising this boy, Tariq, on her own, she's struggling with allowing Tariq to grow up and become a man on his own because she feel like he gonna leave her just like his daddy did. So throughout the movie, you see her and Tariq go through this battle of mama, son, teenage boy drama-ish, you know what I'm saying? To the point where Tariq's father comes back in town like he do maybe once every 5 years or whatever the hell it is that he comes to see his son. He's a deadbeat. I'm gonna keep it real. He's a deadbeat. He comes back into town to see Tariq, but Tariq ain't there. He out with some friends or whatever, right? And Gloria and him had this conversation. He pretty much tell Gloria like he was bisexual and had been bisexual for years. Even when he was dealing with her, he just was afraid to tell her. But now he full blown gay. Cause see, when he came into town, she thought she was gonna get a little piece of that, yeah, yeah, yeah. And he was like, no, ma'am, I am not attracted to women anymore, just strictly men. And she like, what the right? So mind you, all of this, the beginning of the movie is New Year's Eve, right? So the whole beginning of the movie, I'm gonna just give y'all that caveat. The beginning of this movie, the whole thing starts at New Year's Eve, right? Well, back to what I was talking about. So Gloria finds that out about her baby daddy, and at the same time, Gloria has a neighbor who's moving in, and her neighbor let me remember his name, Marvin, not Michael, but Marvin. So Marvin is moving in across the street. You know, she goes to introduce herself to him. She thinking he's the mover. She's thinking he's helping the neighbors move in. So she's asking all these questions about the neighbor and whatever the case may be. And he playing into it until he tell her he's really our neighbor. So she got a little thing for Marvin. So um her and Marvin throughout the movie, they start to become close to the point where he coming over to her house, he fixing stuff. He even having Tariq help do stuff that he normally wouldn't do. So much that they spend enough time together that her son Tariq wanted to go to Spain for some church group thing or whatever it is he's trying to go to Spain for. And she didn't want to let him, but Marvin was like, yo, you kind of got to let him go. You know what I mean? So before I sum up Gloria's story, that's pretty much what happened with Gloria. Gloria, and oh, crazy thing in the movie. So Gloria, I'm gonna just tell this because this is funny as hell. So Gloria had went to go surprise her son. I think it was his birthday, and she went to go try to surprise her son. And when she did, she opened up the little room. I don't know, it's like a beach house or whatever you want to call it. She opened up the door, and he was in there, you know, with a young lady. And if you've seen the movie, then you know what was going on in there. And she was so flustered that she spurted out that her baby daddy gay to her son, and he like, what? My daddy gay? Crazy. Tariq was always fucking up though throughout this movie. He just said shit he shouldn't have been saying. Nothing he said ever made his mama feel comfortable enough to make him feel like he was responsible to go to Spain any damn way. So I kind of understood where Gloria's coming from. But that's a little bit about Gloria. Now let's move into Robin. Robin. This is probably one of the characters in the movie that I really truly was like, she really truly got low self-esteem. Like she got low self-esteem. I'm talking about low self-esteem. Cause listen to this about Robin. So Robin dating a married man named Russell, right? She been sleeping with Russell, messing around with Russell, whatever case may be. But she's got this thing about her where she feel like that all she attracts is pretty man, tall men with things on them. You know what I'm saying? And she decides to go out her comfort zone of men that she usually would date and tries to date this cat named Michael. Now, Michael is not her type. He's short, chubby, not really all that attractive, right? In her opinion. And she, you know, she gives him a shot. They try to date, I guess, or whatever. And the shit goes to hell because they work together, first off. But the shit goes to hell. We don't find out really why it went to hell, but it ended up going to hell for some reason. Probably because they shouldn't even been messing around in the first place. They worked together. But one thing that Michael did do that was different than all the other men she dated throughout this film was Michael actually realized that he wasn't making her happy or satisfying her, if you will. So he asked her, what does she want? Like, what do you want from a man? What do you really need from a man? You know, he was the only one that gave her that and asked her that. So I'm inclined to believe it was Robin that fucked it up with her and Michael, not necessarily Michael. Well, after her and Michael stopped messing around with each other, they ran into each other at a club that they was at. The girls was out having a club, a ladies' night or whatever. She ran into him at a club with another bitch. She was all salty. I don't know what you salty for. You did it. What the fuck? At least I think she did it. I might be wrong, but I think she caused them to not fuck with each other anymore. But anyway, so after after she ends it with Michael, she starts dating this cat named Troy. Now Troy and Russell are very similar. Only difference is Russell's married. Troy do drugs. That's the only difference between the two of these niggas. They both dogs. So she's dating Troy. She moving hella fast with Troy. She done met him at a grocery store or some shit, but she moving way too fast with Troy. She going to an all white party with this dude. When I say all white, I mean all white party. So they at this party. She see that he do drugs and all this other stuff. She see what kind of dude he is. So basically, she ended up stopped messing with him because Russell came back around. Cause soon as Russell, she was all done with Russell at first. Oh, she didn't want nothing to do with Russell. Oh no. But then as soon as Russell called, now she all hot in the drawers for Russell all over again. So then she kicked Troy to the curb. So when he came to come pick her up, cause see, they were supposed to go see his mama, apparently. I don't even know if that's really where they was going. They might have been going to go get some drugs. You never know with Troy. But when Troy, I said Russell earlier, I meant to say Troy. When Troy came to pick her up, she was like, nope, I ain't going with you. Don't want nothing to do with you. And it was really because Russell had came back in her life. So she kind of kicked Troy to the side to be back with a married man. But anyway, so the funniest part in this movie was when they was outside talking and Troy was like, you raggedy bitch. You black bitches is all the same. This fool picked up an orange. And she was like, you better not throw that up here. He threw that shit up there. He missed. Now, first of all, you high, you're drunk, and everything under the sun. Why would you throw something at somebody you know you gonna miss? So I think he said to her, that you better be careful who you pick up in grocery stores next time or some shit like that. And he tried to walk off. Man, she flung that motherfucker orange so fast. Wow, hit that nigga in the back of his head. If I find a clip, I'm gonna post it because that shit was so funny. Crack this shit with that orange. Well, fast forward, she done with Troy. She done with Michael. She still back and forth with this dude, Russell. Well, her and Russell go back and forth between this little weird, I don't know what you want to call it. He lying to her. She believing a lie because she want to believe a lie. He all, I'm going to leave my wife. It's just complicated. We got kids. Blah, 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 blah. Bullshit. But she fall for it. And she's so smitten by Russell that so much that when Troy called her in the middle of the night while Russell was there, after they had just got done arguing about him sleeping with his wife still, like, she literally questioned this dude and like, you still having sex with your wife? And he like, that's my wife. The hell? You sound stupid. And I'm thinking to myself, you do sound stupid. That's his wife. Why are you even still messing with him? But anyway, so they argued about that. And after they argued about that, Troy called her phone and Russell tell her that her little boyfriends can't be calling her house that late no more or whatever. And she over here talking about some, he jealous. I ain't gonna lie, Robin pissed me off more than anybody else in this movie. Robin really was probably the one that pissed me off the most because she was the most dumbest one out of all of them. I'm sorry, I said it. I stand on it. She was the dumbest one out of all of them. She really was. She really was. But before I finish Robin's story, let me jump in to Miss Savannah. So Miss Savannah, I think I forgot where she lived at, but I think she moved back to Arizona. That's where this movie's based out of, is in Arizona, if I'm not mistaken. But she was running from Kenneth, another married man. She's another one messing with a married man. But she's a little bit different than Robin because she know, and she's not really all that 100% believing anymore that Kenneth is really going to leave his wife. Like, she's trying to be done with Kenneth, unlike Robin was trying to be done with Russell. She ain't really trying to hear the bullshit. But see, the problem is Savannah mama keep intervening. She keep giving Kenneth Savannah's number. She keep trying to plead the case for Kenneth. I'm not understanding why Savannah's mama wouldn't understand. This man is married, and you keep trying to pawn your daughter off on this married man. And Savannah like, I'm cool. Savannah even out trying to date. She run into this cat named Lionel that she's supposed to be going on a date with, right? They out on a date. Lionel has some lady that come and interrupt they little rendezvous. So Savannah like, all right, well, fuck you too. Well, it must have been a long time for Miss Savannah because she ended up giving that nigga another chance. And then, what's up with these ladies just sleeping with these cats, by the way? I'm not judging, but I'm judging. Because for me, if I was Savannah, I wouldn't have gave Lionel none. You can look at him and tell he wasn't really that guy. You could just look at him and tell. But she gave him a little shot, and needless to say, Yeah, it was over with. 30 seconds. In and out of there. Bing, bada boom, bang. Up out of there. Okay? Well, Savannah ends up linking back up with Kenneth, thanks to her mama. And she kind of falls back into his trap a little bit, but I feel like hers was more so because she just didn't want to, she just wanted something for real. I think is what it really was. Because after she got what she wanted, she got that post-nut clarity. And her mind, boy, she realized when she was on the phone, her mama, that guilt instantly ate her up. So you could just feel the guilt in her heart. Like, I'm still messing with this married man, knowing that it ain't going nowhere, knowing he ain't leaving his wife. But I just want to believe it. So, she just kind of nah, I need to separate from this dude. Like, I need to leave this dude alone. But before we get to the end of Savannah's story, let's jump into Bernadine. Miss Bernie. Now, in my opinion, Bernie was the leader of the pack. She was the main focal point almost to a T, because what all the ladies really wanted what Bernie had, but not what Bernie had, if that makes sense. All of them were looking for love and marriage. They all wanted it. Until Bernie's life came to a crumbling halt. Bernie married to John Harris Sr., right? They going to like some little New Year's ball or whatever, New Year's Eve ball or whatever. And this asshole pretty much comes in there and tells her, like, you ain't going because I'm taking my side bitch, just so you know. And I'm leaving you for my side bitch. And Bernie like, you leaving me for that white bitch? You leaving me for that white bitch? The same bitch that's been your secretary for the past few years, you gonna leave me for her? This fool gonna tell her, would it have been better if she were black? And I'm with Bernie. She clocked his teeth real quick when she said, no, it would be better if you were black. Ate him up, left no crumbs, because he ain't had nothing to say. Well, he go scurry on. So now Bernadine is left to pick up the pieces. Bernie is left to pick up the pieces of the life that he shattered for her. So the next day she gotta still be mom. So she still gotta get their kids off to school. She still gotta put on a smile and act like everything is cool, even though she knows shit ain't cool. So she takes matters to her own hands. She gets to start snatching this nigga shit up out of the closet. I'm talking about shoes, suits, ties, drawers, whatever she can find that belong to that nigga, she got it up out of there. And she was saying that pretty much as Bernie was talking, you can kind of hear that she put up with a lot of shit, and she sheltered and she stopped who she was to help him. So she even said, and I quote, you gonna leave me for this white woman? I've been your white woman for 11 years. Then she said something about how this motherfucker didn't want they didn't want their kids to go to like public schools because he didn't want them to have an improper influence. And she was like, guess what? You're the motherfucking improper influence. I gotta find these clips because it's just so fucking funny. It's not supposed to be funny, but that shit was funny. But no, so Bernie's just like, she's going through the stages of grief, basically. This is like, divorce is grief. No matter how you want to look at it, it's grief. She's went through the disbelief, the crying stage, the angry stage, she's gonna go through all the stages, right? Right now, in this moment, she going through the fuck this nigga stage. And she's getting everything. She went so far, she put all his clothes in his car, pulled his car out of the garage, and set that shit on fire. And didn't give a fuck. Went in the house while that shit was burning. Fire department come and tell her, did you know your car on fire? She like, yeah, I know. Nigga, it's trash. Burnt up, crispy. So now Bernie is looking for a new identity. So she cut her hair off. She had long hair, right? She cut all that shit off. Went to her skeet fade. Not really a fade, but she went, I think it's like a pixie cut is what they call it. But she cut all that shit off. She going to clubs with the girls, sleeping with another married man, might I add, Herbert. You know what I'm saying? Got her groove on with Herbert. For real, for real. And then, goes to the divorce court, finds out that the judge is only awarding her $3,000 a month, even though they mortgage is like $5K a month, and the judge only giving her three. So now she got to figure out how to come up with the extra 2K to cover the mortgage and make sure her and her kids is straight. Because guess what John's ass did? Because she burnt up all his shit. Well, not all his shit, but all his clothes pretty much. Since she did that, his petty ass took all the money out the bank. But, John gonna get what's coming to him, trust me. So, after that proceeding, she runs into a cat named James, who's played by Wesley Snipes. And pretty much her and James are going through similar things. Only difference is James is losing his wife because I think she's either dying or she died. One of the two. I can't remember right now. I think she was dying at the time. And her and James, Bernie and James share this connection, like a strong connection. And you know it was strong because the intimacy was there. They didn't have to have sex, and they didn't. But the intimacy was just there, and they spent the whole night just cuddling each other. That's literally what they did, to the point where he ended up writing her a letter after he got home and letting her know how he felt. You know what I mean? And it was like a beautiful little moment for the two of them, if you will. So now, that's kind of like the rundown of all the ladies. Now, let's jump into each one's ending. So with Gloria, she eventually let her son go to Spain. She got pissed at Marvin because he told her the truth, that she needed to let go of her son and let him be a man and let him grow up. So they ended up falling out for a little bit, and she went to go apologize to him for just all out being disrespectful and, shutting him out after she let him in, even though he didn't do nothing but tell the truth. So her story ends, okay, her and Marvin cool, her son going to Spain. Boom. Robin ends up, finding out that she's pregnant by Russell. She's keeping the baby, and she's kicking Russell to the side. She don't want nothing else to do with Russell. She cool on Russell. She's done with him. She opened up her eyes. She realized that Russell ain't the man for her and to leave him alone because he ain't never going to leave his wife. Savannah, she let Kenneth ass have it. Gave him the boot as well. Told him she cool on him. She don't want nothing to do with Shawty. And pretty much, boom, that's Savannah's ending. Bernie ends up winning the divorce settlement. John takes a big fat L, and boom, that's the ending of their shit. You know what I'm saying? So all the ladies end up celebrating the New Year's, because this was within a year span. All this shit happened within a year, and they spend their New Year's together in solidarity with their sister who pregnant. So they have like cider vinegar, whatever the fuck you call it. What's it called? The champagne shit that ain't really champagne. Sparkling. Yeah, that sparkling shit is what they had, I think. But that's pretty much how the movie ended and kind of going per character. One thing that I didn't bring up though, Gloria funny as hell. And actually, I'll just do it in my notes section. So Gloria funny as hell. So when she went to go introduce her, not introduce, but when she went to go back and talk to Marvin, or introduce herself, I guess, to Marvin. Yeah, that's what it was. Interesting. She had invited him to dinner. Mind you, she don't know this man from a can of paint, but she invited this man to dinner. And she was like, she's like, do you want to come over for dinner? She said, it's just leftovers. What was all the food that she listed? Hold on, because I wrote it down because the shit was so funny to me. She said, would you like to have dinner with us tonight? It's just leftovers. Collard greens, cornbread, some candy yams, a little potato salad, fried chicken, peach cobbler, a few slices of ham. Yo, Gloria was like, she trying to bag her a man. Trying to bag her a man. And then Savannah was wrong for this. I understand she got frustrated with her mama, but she was hella wrong for this. So when her mama kept trying to tell her, what she say to her mama said, he's a good man, Savannah. Savannah ass gonna say, well, why don't you fucking marry him then? Click, and hung up on her mama. Bro, Now Savannah knows she was wrong. I get it though. I get it. Your mama keep butting in your business, so I get it. She was frustrated, but I was like, damn, you ain't had to hang up in your mama's face like that and then cussing at her like that. Like, damn. But I get it. I really truly do. I get it though, because I'd have been frustrated too. Like, damn, mama, mind your business. Now, real notes for y'all though. Yo, in this movie, Bernie mentioned that John had counted how many times they had made love, bro. 732 times. Who the hell is counting that? Like, it's like he got a book somewhere and he take a tally down every time they get busy. Like, bro, that's weird. I ain't counting that. That's just creepy. That's how you know he wasn't into you then. That's another thing though about Bernie though. That's how you know he wasn't into you then, mama. Cause if he was counting how many times y'all got busy, I wouldn't even have to stay married to that cat. Um, when she set the car on fire, low key, I gotta go back and rewatch it because I was trying to figure out how it didn't set no bush on fire. It didn't set nothing else on fire. The car was the only thing that was on fire, and I'm like, how is that possible? Because I know that gasoline that she poured in there, I know it leaked further than just the car though. So I don't know. I was trying to figure that part out. Um. Oh no. I was debating if I wanted to say this or not. Hmm. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it because in the first video that I recorded, I said I wasn't gonna say it, so I'm still not gonna say it. It's funny because I put this in my notes, but I'm scared to say it because I don't want no backlash for what I said. So I'm not gonna say it. But one thing, Tariq, like I said earlier, Tariq was always fucking up. He could never keep his shit together. So I kind of understand why Gloria was scared to let him go to Spain because he just always would say shit he had no business saying. Um, every single one of them ladies, except for Bernie, I feel like, kind of was judging. Lori was judging, Robin was judging, Savannah kind of sort of was judging, and Bernie kind of sort of, but really Gloria and Robin were the top two that were trying to judge people. And I'm like, how y'all judging people and y'all always got low self-esteem too? Like, y'all ain't got no room to be judging nobody. Y'all over here with low self-esteem. Y'all taking and doing any and everything. Gloria, you still trying to smash your gay baby daddy. Robin, you out here messing with this nigga, that nigga, and that nigga. And Savannah, you messing with a married man. The only one in this movie who really truly, no, Bernie had one fuck up that she did, but the only one who really truly didn't really have like nothing too messed up about him was Bernie, because Bernie really didn't do shit up until she slept with Herbert. That's the only thing she did wrong to me in this movie, because you know how it feels to be cheated on. You know how it feels to have a woman sleep with your husband. So for you to go and do it to another woman, you was wrong as hell. But other than that, Bernie was the only one who really, to me, she lashed out about her husband's actions. But she the only one to me that kind of understood doing the shit she did. Savannah, Robin, and Gloria, all of them put themselves in them situations. Bernie really didn't necessarily put herself in that situation. Her husband did. Um, like I said, just watching this as an adult, I really realized that Bernie really truly was the only one who really went through some shitty shit. The rest of them didn't. The rest of them just kind of picked the life that they walked through because of their low self esteem. Savannah and Robin messing with married men, that was y'all decision. Y'all knew they was married. Y'all didn't have to mess with them. Y'all chose to. Just saying. Um, honestly, that moment with Bernie and James, that that opened up Bernie's eyes for her to realize that she was going about the shit the wrong way, and shit could have been way worse for her, and that was important for her because she was the only one who snapped out of that shit quicker than the rest of the ladies, because they all had like this little drunk night at Gloria's house for her Gloria's birthday, and they all was kind of just going through shit, you know, tearing each other down, then building each other back up, dogging out men, and then laughing and then crying and then passing out. Um, One thing I was trying to figure out is, and I know you can buy a home before you move into it. This is not me being stupid when I ask this question. How in the hell did Savannah get moved in so fast in Arizona when she got there. Like, was all her shit sent already? This is one thing about movies I wish that they would kind of give you some background on, because I'm one of them people that kind of, I'm nosy. I'm real nosy. I need to know, how'd you get your shit there that fast? What did you do? Because you drove down there. Like, did you send a mover? Did they, like, you know what I'm saying? It was just a lot. I'm sorry. I'm just nosy. I just be wanting to know shit I don't need to know, I guess. But that's a little bit of notes for you. So, in concluding the film, we're going to do something a little bit different before we get to rating this film. We're going to do a character breakdown. So, let's start with Robin. As I said all throughout this entire episode, Robin has low self-esteem. She spent too much time trying to find herself and find true love in all these different men, instead of looking within inside herself to find what true love is, until she got pregnant and then decided to look inside and find true love. Like, that was stupid as hell, because you could have saved yourself from an unnecessary pregnancy by taking a long hard look at yourself. Granted, we all been there. Men and women, we all have been there. Which leads me into a little shameless plug. Make sure y'all check out With Your Old Ass Podcast, because we talking about shit over there that's real, real, real. But anyway, back to the show. But no, she just needed to learn how to love herself and make herself happy before she tried to find love throughout all these different men. Gloria, she was too busy still holding on to a goddamn fantasy that was literally just that, a fantasy. Her baby daddy was never coming back, and she knew that. Common sense should have told her a long time ago something about her baby daddy, and her just wasn't right. He only would come to see you every blue moon and knock you back out and then go about his business. Like, nothing ever seemed strange or off to you. Then on top of that, this man don't got no woman. Every time he come and see you, you ain't never questioned that. You ain't never thought maybe he in a relationship with a woman or nothing. You ain't never asked him questions, shawty. You was too busy trying to stay onto this fantasy that you almost ruined your possibility of being with a man who actually found you attractive and was interested in you, that you were interested in, and almost fucked up your son's future because you too busy trying to hold on to a damn fantasy. Savannah. Savannah spent too much time searching for happiness, also in a married man, up until she realized that there was no future in that married man. She is one of the second ones who realized the bullshit and snapped out of it way faster than the rest of the ladies did, other than Bernie. Honestly, Savannah and Robin shared something Savannah, Robin, and Gloria and Bernie all shared something very similar. They all searched for love within men. The only difference is Bernie was married to hers while the rest of them was chasing these niggas. But with Savannah, it's just that she and Robin shared the same thing. They took to married men when they shouldn't have. It'd have been one thing to go after a man that ain't married, but y'all went after men that were married and expected them to really give up their comfortable lives that they have with their women, with their wives, for you was a fucking dream. And they should have both woke up from it. Bernie. Bernie was a devoted wife. She really didn't deserve what John did to her. If John wanted to leave her and go be with another woman, instead of cheating on her, he should have asked for a divorce the right way. He should have explained that he lost love and that he just wasn't connected to her anymore, instead of cheating. Bernie also noticed his infidelity. She just chose to look past it, though. Because, like most married women that are dealing with a cheating husband, a lot of them, unfortunately, think that, and even men who are dealing with a cheating wife, they think that their spouse is going to stop cheating at some point and their relationship and marriage will get back on track. Instead of facing the facts and reality that it probably never will, and instead of putting themselves in an uncomfortable position because they don't want to start over again, and because they don't want to uproot their kids or change their kids' livelihood, she just sat through it and took the abuse and took the bullshit. That's where her low self-esteem came in at. Because she was too afraid of starting over and thinking that she couldn't start over, that she subject herself and her kids to his narcissistic ways, his cheating ways, his manipulating ways, his controlling ways, instead of opening up that door and walking out of it. Even if that meant walking out without shit, she still should have walked away. But she got what she needed so she can find her true happiness. Okay? That's a little bit about the character breakdown. Storyline. I gave it a 5 because, to be honest with you, from the time this movie came out to today's time, I have yet to find a movie that has been as captivating and as connecting and as enjoyable, as relative, as learning, as casting as this one. This whole thing got a 25 out of 25. I'm going to just tell you up front. And storyline, cast, relativeness, enjoyableness, and learning level all got a 5. Because this movie truly, any adult that watches this movie can pick apart each of these characters the same way I did. And you can find something within each of these characters that you learn from. Robin and Savannah, as a woman, I don't have to learn from them, but I do see where messing with a married man can run you down a bad rabbit hole. You can either end up like Savannah and just feel empty, or you can end up like Robin, empty and pregnant by a married man. And then Gloria be chasing a fantasy that don't exist and end up empty. And then Bernie standing in a loveless marriage just to fucking fill a void that ain't even there. So, like, they all had that. And this was a really good movie. And I have yet to see another movie that has done this. Like, there's no other movie out here that women can connect to. There's not another movie out here that women can connect to. Tell me another movie that's just like this that women can connect to, and I'm gonna tell you you're lying. This, and then Forrest Whitaker did his damn thing with directing this film. Oh, he did his damn thing. And Terry McMillan, you did your motherfucking big one when writing this damn thing. Because this was a good ass story. Like I said, this movie is almost 30 years old. Me and this movie the same motherfucking age. Okay? And it's crazy because 30 years later, just if you know a movie that's similar to Waiting to Exhale, drop it in the comments. I'm going to watch it. And I'm going to see. Because to be honest with you, I don't think there's another movie out here like Waiting to Exhale. I just don't. I don't. Now, for me, I feel like they named this movie, and I could be wrong, but I feel like this movie was called Waiting to Exhale because personally, I feel like each and every one of those women were waiting for an opportunity to just fucking feel normal, to just have a moment to themselves, to be able to breathe, to be able to feel like they're not suffocating in sorrow and their vulnerability. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like in the end, all of the ladies got the opportunity to exhale. And I feel like that's why they called it Waiting to Exhale, because they were all just looking for a fucking break. They were all looking to be able to breathe again. That's what I think that why they called it Waiting to Exhale. And I could be wrong, but that's what I think. And honestly, the toxic shit that happened in this movie, the energy that was in this movie, the love that the ladies had for each other, the happiness that they eventually found and that they were searching for, it just, I don't know, it's all around good movie. But I stand on what I said. Robin was the only one that pissed me, well, Gloria pissed me off too, but Robin really truly pissed me off because you just was so wrapped up in looks that you almost fucked yourself, sweetheart. They all kind of had moments that pissed me off in this movie, but for some reason, Robin is the only one that really truly pissed me off. Argue with your mom, I said what the fuck I said. Thank y'all for 60 episodes. I appreciate y'all very, very, very much. Let's take this new journey into TV shows with Tay. And if you don't already know, you're about to know. October 3rd, my new podcast, which old ass podcast, is dropping. Go ahead, go over there and subscribe so you can get notified. Hit that notification bell so you can get notified every time an episode drops over there. It's the same thing. It drops on a Friday just like this one does. You'll get sneak peeks and stuff like that ahead of time. Make sure y'all do me a solid and tune in because it's going in. Peace out. Da, 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 da. Ah. Da, 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 da. Ah. Da, 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 da. I can't believe I made it to 60 episodes, bro. 60 freaking episodes, yo.